Yeah, we're figuring out mom life before all of this call, but welcome to our call. It is our second Friday of the month of October. So the first and second Fridays of the month, third Friday, the first and third Fridays of the month, we are going to continue to do team calls. If we ever feel like we need a call between things to figure anything out, maybe we're doing a special challenge and we're just like, I don't remember where to go for some certain information or whatever, just always feel free to post it in the team page or in the group Voxer and ask about it in there. Hold on. Cancel. Okay, sorry. I'm gonna ask Jenny about that later. I just got a reminder from my pediatrician and Jenny, who's one of our coaches. She works there, and I was like, I don't think I have an appointment. I'm gonna ask her. Anyways, I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? I just it said fee reminder, and I'm like, what? I don't think I have an appointment for missing I don't think I've missed an appointment. Anyway, squirrels, welcome to our call. We are moms. We are crazy bananas, busy with life. Jessica doesn't have any sleep under her belt. And I know Brittany is still going through all of the things COVID up in Canada, where it has been so much different than here. So we always want to give ourselves a ton of grace. We always want to give ourselves kudos for what we are feeling is going really well. So something I really want to start each call with, and I think what I also want to start implementing is Michelle does the Team Give prayer for Team Give. And I think that that's just really powerful to just kind of speak life into ourselves at the top of the call. And then we also share at the top of this call specifically, we always share our wins. But Michelle actually sent me the Team Give prayer. So I'm going to read it. She sent it to me the other day as a reminder. So Jesus, we just praise you and we thank you for all the blessings you've bestowed on us. I thank you so much for this team and the people you brought to us. I am in constant awe of your generosity. I pray for each one of our coaches and our customers and ask that you bless them in a special way and help them along this journey. Help us to grow as a team and truly work together as a team that gives generously and has you as the utmost important. Without a doubt, with you as our focus and serving others, we will achieve the greatness you have called us to be. Thank you, Jesus. In your name we pray. Amen.
Yeah. I felt that.
Yeah.
I got chills.
She said it at the perfect time. Yeah.
And I almost felt like I was welting up a little bit. That felt really good.
Oh, I'm so glad she came through with these prayers in a time of, if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to ask her again to reiterate, but it was a time where she was really not feeling good. And that they came to her and she wrote them down. There's two of them. The other one is really amazing too. It was exactly what I needed, but maybe I'll read that one later to the team, or I'll pass it along and put it in the team page. But I'm so glad, Brittany. I want you to share a win this week. What's anything that just feels good or better, or feels like you just want to shout yourself out or shout somebody else out. I know this can be hard, but it shouldn't be. We should be focused on this every day. I'm actually going to have to open up my gratitude journal because of the fact that one is not coming to me instantly right now because I've been in such a funk. Oh, I've got one. Okay. So I still don't know if I'm not very good at math, which is, I don't want to say that, but I have messed up quite a lot at crackings when I give Christy my money at the end of the day, where she's always like, dude, you're not even close. You didn't even give me close to what you were supposed to give me. And what I end up normally giving her is what I made instead of what I owe her. I just do it all the time. I've done it so many times, or I'm always off by $1 or $2 because I don't round properly. And I always give her more. And I'm just like, well, Christy, just take the extra $1. I'm giving you more, just take it. She's like, no, it doesn't work that way. But anyway, so I'm still over here. I'm like, is this for real? But I opened up a book. So a guy and his family sat down and they paid separately. So one dad and daughter paid with a card, and then the rest of the family paid with, it was 4 other people, and they paid with cash. And the girl took it. She was a teenage girl. And she was like, no, I'm taking it. And so she took it. It was $200 that was in there. It was $140 tab. I gave them their change back. And normally I'm really good at doing that. I don't normally mess that part up. And then the dad handed it back to me. He was like, okay. I put it at the table. I left the other one at the table for that family to sign. When I came back around to check on another table close to them, the dad grabbed the book from the table and was like, hey, this is yours. Wanted to make sure you had it. And I was like, okay, cool. Didn't think anything of it, put it in my pocket. opened it up to $190. And I was like, and then I like second and third guessed myself. I'm like, did I give them back the full $200 and just break all the dollars into like 20s and 5s and 10s and 1s? And I was like, I don't think I did. Like, I think they actually legitimately left me $190. And so I'm still like, because that would have been, or they would have left me a $50 tip, which is really cool. Either way, like, that's really amazing. Either way, it was either a $50 tip or $190 tip. But like, I am almost positive, because I counted back my money that I gave Christy, and I counted back the money that I brought in, like the cash that I brought in. And I was like, it makes sense that it was 190, because I had a lot of extra money, and I only keep 100 with me. So I was just like, okay, like, wow. And I'm doing a money manifestation book right now. So I was just like, that is bananas. Like, so cool. So anyways, I just had to share that. Like, that's like not a Beachbody win, but like a total just, I kept thinking, because it was a really slow day. Like, I would have normally walked out of there like with $80 that day, like if it wasn't for that family. And that's like, I normally walk out with like at least $250. Like, I don't normally walk out with $80. Like, that would be like my lowest day ever. But because that family blessed me, I walked out of there with like close to 300, and I was just like,
nice.
whoa.
Good for you.
Yeah. So like,
Awesome.
and I'm really freaking out about like the cost of all the hand stuff. And so I'm like trying really hard to just be like, where can I, get more money from? Where can I make more money? How can I make more money? Because I'm honestly thinking I'm going to have to quit crackings, because I think that I just need to rest this, but we're going to get some answers today, hopefully from the doctor. So anyways, I just have kept thinking about like, okay, like I could be out of work from my other job, because I really physically might have to be. And so whatever I can do until they tell me to quit. So anyway, it's crazy.
Wow.
So that's a win. That's my win. Jessica, Brittany, you want to share one?
So my win is that, well, for one, I'm here.
Yeah.
Y'all, I almost rolled back over and said, no, everyone's still asleep. Like, everyone is still asleep. So it would be good sleep. Anyways, I'm pushing myself to finally do the things and stop being afraid and stop asking everybody their opinion on all the things that I'm trying to post. And I'm either half copying, pasting cameras and like tweaking a little here and there. So Tamara, sorry ahead of time if you like, but yeah, it's just a way to kind of get myself in there. I'm like, I'm just doing it. And because, it's not going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. And done is better than perfect, as they say. And so I'm really trying to embrace that. And I'm also trying to embrace that from a point of just not second guessing myself in general in life, because I've found that I do that a lot. I think that was one of the problems that I had even during training as an air traffic controller, because I would sit there and there's like 500 ways to separate airplanes, right? And I'd be sitting there thinking of all the different ways to do it. Which one's the best way? Which one are people going to be like, oh, that's the best way to do it? And she saw it and did it, and so that's awesome. And they're like, no, like, just pick something and do it now. Like, it doesn't matter if it's great. Like, just do something. And I would just not. And so apparently that's a flaw sort of that I'm working through. And so I'm just making the decisions. I'm thinking of the thing and I'm doing it. And then if that wasn't the right thing, then I'm going to do something else. That was part of Joy's call the other night, by the way. It's like, if you're going to make a mistake, you're going to do whatever, but you just make a decision. If it wasn't great, then make the next decision, but just keep doing something. And then along with the money mindset thing, which, I mean, I think you said it didn't have to do with Beachbody, but I feel like that it sort of does, because if we hadn't been diving into all the money mindset things like that, we would not be here. And what I shared with Tamara that I'll say here is, like, I was in the grocery store the other day, because I've been starting to do the affirmations. Money flows to me freely and effortlessly. And I was like in the grocery store the other day, and this lady gave me her leftover coupons, and she was like, hey, I'm up to leave, and like, I don't need these, like, here you go, you can use them. And obviously coupons aren't like $1 million or anything, but it was something. And then I had to do a couple of returns. And they all emailed me back, and they're like, oh, well, we're processing your refund, but just keep the item. Like, because, a lot of places, I guess, don't want to pay for the extra shipping. And so they're like, yeah, just keep it. I'm like, okay, let's like start getting money for free. Because one of the things is like a ripped towel, like the edge of it was ripped. So I can still use a towel. Like, let's be real. I just wanted a not torn towel. And I forget what the last one was. I don't know if Cameron, if you remember, but there's something else. It was like really small like that.
Yeah.
But it was just like, okay, I see it. It's little things, but it can get bigger. And just being open to the fact that stuff can happen, and using those, affirmations and stuff. So those are my little wins for now.
I love it.
That's awesome.
Brittany.
Well, I've actually, so a while ago, I signed up to Shaw Academy. I think it was about a year ago, because I guess I was going to take the accounting bookkeeping course, because I got a little nervous about COVID and stuff like that. So I thought, I was looking at other ways too, other than just Beachbody, of working from home. And because something popped up and it sparked an interest. Well, I never finished the course, but I still kept the Shaw Academy login and stuff, and I'm still paying for it once every 3 months of like $145 or something like that. So I've now taken up 2 free courses of nutrition, food science, and menu planning and coaching courses.
Hey, cool.
Through the Shaw Academy. So I just started that. I start on the 19th with 2 of my courses. I have 1 more lesson done with biology, and then I actually have to upgrade my English before I can apply for my course that I really want to do, which is the physiotherapy course at Niagara College. So that's pretty much all that's new. That's the only win so far.
Those are big. That's not an only. That's like those are cool.
Like
That's awesome.
I'm really excited. Like I took the plunge and I signed up for it instead of waiting and thinking too much about it. Oh no, like I don't want to overwhelm myself. Like I have so much going on. So instead of just sitting back and thinking about it, I did it.
Good.
So, and then lately, while I'm in the car driving to go pick up my son from his dad's, do you find that when you're in the car and something pops in your head and you can't write it down, so you have to try and remember it when
voice memo it or something?
Yes,
yeah.
That's what I've been doing. So I've been thinking about so your rainbow canvas photo has gotten me thinking, because I see a lot of sunsets and sunrises.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been taking pictures, but I would like a better, either an iPhone or an actual good camera, and go out and take pictures of all these sunsets and sunrises, and have like the little voice memos that I have, and kind of write beside it, or do like a little have it on the back of a canvas.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to sorry, I'm not even getting my words right. So I want to print off the photos that I take onto a canvas and add like the little notes onto the canvas and sell those.
Yeah.
Like I thought of doing that. I've also thought of getting just a small part-time job, like just on the side for a little bit of extra, because we're a little tight at the moment. But I've actually wrote down my goals for 2022 coming up. Like I want to upgrade my English. I want to practice for my G test. I want us to save at least an extra $10,000 together this year, the new year coming. I want to make and sell. I got a Cricut as a bridal shower gift, so I want to start making and selling Cricut items. And my husband wants to buy me the Cricut mugs so I can sell mugs. I used to paint wine glasses, so I want to get into that. Like I want to get back into my crafty self.
I feel you.
and I even wrote down, I want to learn how to create content for my biz, for my for Beachbody, Cricut, all that. Yeah. Apply for school, pay half of my debt off, and find a part-time job. It's all right in front of me. Right?
This excites the pants off of me. Goals. That's awesome.
I just want to learn all of it. Well, and I'm looking and I'm talking too much. So it's like 20 after.
No, you're good. You're good. I think that this is why we do this, because I obviously needed to hear some of that too. I love my Etsy business, and it used to be booming. Like this time of year to like January, like I was busy with orders, and it's not right now because I pretty much haven't advertised or promoted it in a while. And I used to get like just free leads off of Etsy, basically, like people that would just search and I was just on that first page. That's not where it's happening right now.
We have a store open.
Oh, I can't go to the store right now, but you could maybe take your baby dolls. So one of the things that I really want to do, that I've really been thinking about back and forth is kind of like you had mentioned, you're taking a coaching course. Well, I feel like I know exactly what to do if I want to grow my Etsy again. Like I do, I totally know what to do. It's just, do I want to spend the time on that? But then I also think like, well, yeah, I do. I want to go and start learning how to electroplate jewelry, which is where I don't have any right in front of me. No, I guess these are. So it's like where you see on the edge where the gold is, like right here around the stone, maybe not. Well, there's a stone right here and it's getting the gold. It's adhering gold or silver to stones and like making rings and making necklaces and all sorts of stuff. Like it's just it's a higher level than like what I do. I pay for somebody to do my electroplating right now. Like I made these, but I paid for somebody to do that part of it. The rest of it I put together myself, but I want to do the full thing. So anyways, all of you, like you saying that, it just reminds me like the book, Everything is Figure Outable, is all about having all those passions. Jessica and I read that together last year. And it's just like, don't squash those other dreams. Don't squash, like Jessica has she has a desire in finance. And I know when I started my Beachbody business, it was really hard because I felt very torn between my two businesses because both were working really well for a while, but I was really busy. So you'll start to kind of go through a flow of, well, which one's the better focus? Or if I had been a little bit different, I could have said, I can hire stuff out sooner, or I could have gone to a point where I say, okay, I only take custom orders the first 10 days of the month on Etsy, and the rest of the month I don't take any, or the last 10 days of the month, or vice versa. Like, so you'll start to figure out little things that you can do that will help you to focus in on it. But it's really just like putting it down, like, what do I want? Just like you said, you wrote out those goals. And I was on a coaching call the other day, and it was all about like, go to the end of 2022, excuse me. What do you want to see at the end of 2022? What is your income? What activities do you get to provide for your family, for yourself? How many date nights are you doing with your spouse? What is your rank goal for Beachbody? What does that mean to you? And then it was basically, we went from there to, okay, so now like go to the end of it. Like, because when you dream that big, when you dream about like going all the way to 2020, you get to dream and you get to do it unapologetically. And it's not fearful. But if I was to go and say, oh man, but by the end of 2021, I want to accomplish 5-star and I want to be, earning $2,000 a week from like all of my stuff. Like if I do that right now, which is like, those are true things. Like I do want those, but saying that with such a short time frame, it feels different than being like, okay, well, next year I just want to end it making $3,000 pay weeks, or I'm just gonna be truthful. $5,000 pay weeks is what I really do want from like all of my income sources. And so I want to end it that like next year in 2022 doing that. I would like to see our team be at least 10-star because I really want to see other people develop. I want to see like 3 or 4 people that are also Star Diamond Plus that get to go to New Leader or leadership themselves. Like I want all of that. I want my Etsy business or the photo side of it, whichever one, the jewelry or that one, to really be bringing in some extra income. Like, and so so you start to get to that place like, okay, well, that seems doable to me. Like the 2022, I'm like, that all seems doable. But then when we go back to 2021, I'm like, I can't do all that in 2021. But what is the attitude that I had when I was so excited about the 2022 goals? That's just the energy that you bring. It doesn't matter what our goals are. Am I frozen? Okay. It doesn't matter. I know I was on a call the other day and they're like, you keep freezing. What your 2022 goals or 2021 goals are for this next like 3 months versus these next 12 plus 3, 15 months. All that matters is that you take that energy for that 15 month and you say, whatever, I'm just going to go and act like that's where I'm going. Because as soon as I start to really, truly embody that excitement, it'll happen, not necessarily like effortlessly, but it'll happen with more ease. And so I just really I want you to focus like you've been doing, Jessica, where you've been saying the money comes to me easily and freely. The money comes to me effortlessly, whatever that, I figured Brittany's has gotten off. Whatever that affirmation is for you. And I can't remember if it was this call or another call that I shared my affirmations, but it's just like, I write on here, like, I am consistent AF. I have the ability, determination, and belief to bring on 2 new coaches each week to our team who are also bringing on 1 to 3 friends with them their first week too. Making friends and new connections is fun. So I just say that to myself every single morning. And I say a lot of other stuff, like it's a big piece of paper, but by truly starting to speak like what I really want, I've seen it over and over and over and over and over again that it happens. Like it really does happen. And my background of my computer for years,
Awesome.
I would say since like 2017, was Florida Home 2020. That was the background of my computer for 3 years. And what did we do in 2020? We moved to Florida. Like we didn't buy a home like I thought we would, but we moved and we lived really close to the beach, and it's in Florida at the beach. And it's just like, I just know time and time again. And so the other one that I have right now, the more fun I have, the more money I make. That's my thing. Oh, Brittany says her speakers aren't working. Total bummer. Let me see if I can. I'm going to see. Oh no, I was going to see if there's anything I could do on my end, but I don't think there is. Well, hopefully Brittany can catch like the little playback of this at the end. But we kind of talked about in Voxer briefly about like, how do we make, because I really did. I got excited. Like y'all know money stuff excites me. Even though I'm like, I kind of like hate money at the same time. Y'all know, you guys get me. I'm working through it. Okay. But I really did like backtrack. I was like, well, what would be fun for me to focus on? And I was like, oh, it'd be really fun to focus on making some extra money, manifesting that, or, you know, doing it through some other type of work, whatever. And so I was like, well, realistically, I know how to do it with Beachbody. Like, how do I do it with Beachbody? And I was like, oh, an extra $500 is not hard, because I can do this and any of our coaches can do this, because if we do, where did I write this down? Okay, there we go. If I wanted an extra, or wait, is that an extra 1,000? Yeah. So if you had 5 people that you got signed up with mega challenge packs and 10 people with regular challenge packs. So this is just challenge packs. You actually don't make as much money on challenge packs as you can on like other things, like sales of just Shakeology, continuous sales of Beachbody on demand 3 months. Like there's other things, but if you're just looking at challenge packs, that you can actually make $50 for each of the regular challenge packs and $100 for each mega challenge pack. So if you're looking at wanting to make $1,000, you would sell 10 mega packs. And I was like, well, that seems a little hard. Like selling 10 mega packs is easy for a coach that's like doing this really, really well. But like for me, even, I'm like, that's not really where I'm even at. So I can't expect like our whole team to be there. But I was like, but five is doable, because once somebody starts to really see the Energize, the Recover, and the Shakeology, and they want it, a mega pack, it really isn't normally that hard for most of us to sell them, as long as we present it. We just typically don't present it to somebody. But I was like, okay, so you sell 5, that's $500 right there. And that's just helping maybe 3 people 1 month, 2 people another month, or 1 person 1 month, 2 people another month, 2 people another month. So like October, November, December, helping 1 to 2 people with a mega pack. And I'm like, that seems doable. When I think about helping 1 to 2 people with a mega pack, that is doable. Now, all the other challenge packs right now are on sale. And if I just help 10 people with any other pack, that's another $500 between now and December. So when I saw that, I was like, that's 15 people, 5 megas, 10 regular packs. And that's 15 people over 3 months. That's 5 people a month. Like that is really doable. It's a stretch. That means talking to about 50 people. That means following up with people, but it's doable. And I was like, okay, if you're talking to 50 people, that's like 10 people a week. Like, let's call it 13 people a week. Cause like there's normally 4 weeks instead of 5 weeks. I think this month had 5 or something, or closer to like, it was a bigger month, but you know, it's just one of those things, like that's doable. And so I wanted to kind of like put that out there to you guys, that like, if that's something that you want, if you want an extra $1,000, like, and that's something that you're willing to spend, you know, maybe 30 minutes to an hour a day on, 3 to 5 days a week, just really truly depending on what your schedule looks like you can do that. Like that's very doable. And one thing that I saw another coach has done is kind of like, I have a form. I don't know how much you guys have used the form, if you've ever used it. but I have a form that I have people fill out when they're interested, when they're finally interested. But this is the step before the form. It says, so she goes through this process of saying, okay, I know you want to get started. I know you want to get signed up. I have a little short video that my coach made, or I have a little short video that my team made. And it just explains what it is that you're going to get. If I sent that to you, would you watch that? And so instead of them sending like the Beachbody videos, which I think are totally fine too, they made their own like little video. Like one of the coaches, he's so cute. One of the coaches just like spoke. So it would be like me being, hey guys, I'm Tamra. Either I am the girl that you're talking to, or you're talking to one of my good friends about joining into our boot camps. In our boot camps, we have this amazing community where we stay connected, and we have this option to go ahead and get our superfood shake, as well as our pre and post workout, which is going to give you energy like crazy. You don't want to miss out on this. And just explain it really briefly, like in a state when I'm in really good energy, like, and filming that. And then you guys would have like a 5-minute video. We could do that. Or we could just send, because I have no problem with the Beachbody videos. Like I have sent those Beachbody videos, but sometimes people feel like if it's a video from another person that they see or that they might be connected to, it does help. So it really just depends on the coach and their comfort level. Thank you. But that just means that you're inviting and you're saying, hey, I'm starting a 3-day refresh group, or hey, I'm starting a boot camp. I'm starting a cleanse group or a boot camp group. Wanted to see if you wanted to check it out. And they say yes or no. Literally. And they say, okay, cool. If I sent you a short video, would you check that out? Yes or no? And then they say yes or no. And then you send that video, and then you just follow up with them the next day. And either they watched it or they didn't. And then they watch it or they don't. And they say yes or no. And then from there you say, okay, cool. When Tamara said about the Shakeology or the Energize and Recover, do you have questions about any of that? Or do you just want to go ahead and get the pack that has all 3? So anyways, it's just an option. It's something that we can do. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm also like not opposed to just doing what I've been doing, where I literally just say, okay, usually what I do is set up some time to hop on a phone call with you. And I do phone calls instead of this. So, but that's just really where each person is at. And when I do a phone call, I send them a form. I set up my phone call time. Instead of doing a video, like I normally will send a short summary video if they're like, yeah, I'm interested. Actually, no, I don't send a short summary video. Excuse me. I just say, okay, you're interested? And they say yes. And I'm like, okay, cool. Usually what I do is set up some time to talk about your goals, because I know I want to hear really where you're at, what you want, and how much time realistically you have for all of this. When is a good time to chat? Do you have 1 p.m. today Central Time, or do you have 8 p.m. tomorrow Central Time? And then they let me know. And I'm like, awesome, great, I've got you down. I'll send a link over before our call. Before we do that, will you please fill out this form? That way our phone call is only like 15 minutes instead of like an hour. And they're like, yeah, I'll fill out the form. And that's truly how I do my sign up process. Like, you just have to ask though. Like the hardest part is literally that first ask. Like, hey, I'm starting to I'm thinking what I'm going to be doing soon is inviting to a 3-day refresh, which I did not think I was going to do, but where I'm at with my injury, I'm just like, I don't really have any other choice. I know I talked to Brittany about doing a 3-day refresh or another juice cleanse, which I'm interested in the juice cleanse just as much as I am the 3-day refresh. But then I'm like, I have to think business goals. Like I have to, if like I need to, so I'm going to do that. If I feel it's right to do a juice cleanse later, I'm going to do one of those too, because that does help build community. Anyway, all that to say, I don't know what do you have? No, you can't have juice, sweet girl. Do y'all have any questions? But will the forms, do you have to pay anything to get that together? Or no. To do a form, it's free. It's Google. It is on Google. Let me share my screen really quick. I know I've got to pop off here. I'm like, I wish Braylon was here, because if Braylon was here, I could be like, will you make everybody peanut butter and jelly sandwiches? Anyways, I wanted to show you guys this. If you had talked about wanting to post more consistently, Jess, if you look for this in the team page, don't forget that there's that 21-day coach content. But this is,
I started doing it and then we went out of town and that kind of blew that. So I'm going to be getting back to it.
Yeah. I think that makes it really easy. Okay, so it's www. I can't pick you up right now. I'm so sorry. Tiny URL. Be Well Tribe. Yeah, it's this one. www.tinyurl.com/Be Well Tribe Bootcamp. This is literally the form I send to people. So it's a form. They watch that little video. They read this. Here's some success stories from people in the past. That's Neil. Here is what Beachbody on Demand is. It's a big form, but like they're learning everything. This is somebody that has a lot more weight to lose. It's on Anita's team and showing you how she's doing it. This is the 2 nutrition programs are shown here, and then they pick which one do they want. So it's a big form, but it works. So this is where they learn about Shakeology, Energize, Recover, Hydrate, Collagen, Bevy, 3-day refresh. I actually need to add beach bars. And then they fill out here what they're interested in. Shake-O.
So we can send our people to that. Does that
you
go
can send your
straight
people to this? Yeah. And then they answer this question. Yes, I'm so ready. What's their first and last name? Any specific health goals? Why are the goals important to them now? How much time realistically? What kind of workouts do they enjoy? What do they not enjoy? Do they have any restrictions? Yes, I'll let my coach know. No. Any physical restrictions? Current age? I don't know why Anita added current age in there because I'm like, I don't care. But I guess it does when she's older than me. And I think because she's like about to at that menopause stage. So she knows like there's going to be other things. So I just haven't attracted as many people in that age range yet. Where do you live? Are you currently working with Beachbody coach? Anything else? What's your email address? Your cell phone number, which I think I'm going to make this mandatory instead of like an optional. Most people do give their cell phones, and what's your coach last name or first name, and then which membership option is right for you, customer, preferred customer, or coach. So it's a big form, but you guys, I have people that fill it out left and right when I send it. So I really know that if you get started with a conversation, and it's just really, truly, I don't send this form until we've had enough conversation for me to be like, they're ready. Like they are ready to sign up. It's not like, hey, do you want information about my boot camp? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let me send you a form. That's not how I do this. It's, hey, do you want to join me for this next boot camp? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, awesome. Are you currently working on some wellness goals with any other products or company or trainers or anything like that? Or are you like really looking to change some things in your life and need some extra support? And they're like, yeah, I am. And I'm like, okay, I'm sure you have a lot of questions for me. I have a lot of questions for you. Usually what I do is set up a time that we go over on a phone call to go over your goals. I'll learn a little bit more about what it is that you do and don't want. How much time you have realistically. If I see an option that works for you, I'll show it to you on this call and I'll help you get signed up. Does that sound like something you're open to? They say yes or no. And then from there, I literally tell them I have these 2 times available and they say, okay, this time works. So they're committed. They're committed at this time to make a phone call. Now, if they're like, man, I've had a couple of moms lately that are like, hopping on the phone is not possible. And then I say, okay, no worries at all. When I do this, I normally send you a form anyways. So I would love to, if you're interested in this for real, I would love to send you this form. It's going to ask all the questions that we would cover on the phone call. And then I can voice message or send pictures of the options I think would work best to you back. Would you prefer that? And they say yes or no. And they say yes or no. So that's really my process. But it's like, I have to have a little bit more leverage from them before I'm just like, are you interested in my boot camp? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me send you the form. That's not how it works. Are you interested in my boot camp? Yeah, I think so. Okay, cool. Well, tell me a little bit, like, what have you been doing in the past that's worked for you? And what doesn't? Or, well, just tell me a little bit about your own wellness journey. And I just want them to share a little bit before I ask them that next question. Okay, sounds like I have some things that would really work for you. Are you open to hopping on a call? And they say yes or no. And that's, again, even if they hop on the call, even if they're setting up a call time with me, I still send the form.
Okay.
I know that was a lot jammed in at the very end of this. I'm like, holy crap. I wasn't even sure I was going there, but I'm good there. I can send, I'll put that link. Do you guys want it in Boxer or Facebook? That Be Well Tribe Bootcamp link, the form.
Boxer is fine with me.
Okay.
Yeah, same, or Facebook. Like, it doesn't matter. I actually started writing it down. So.
Okay. Yeah. It's www.tinyurl.com/Be Well Tribe Bootcamp. I have 2 forms that are very similar. Like they're very similar. One of them is a lot shorter than that one. And that one, you guys, like Jessica, you've seen the other one that's a lot shorter. Like you've used that one.
I don't think I've seen this one. Yeah.
This is like the big one when I start working with somebody that I've never worked with before, because I'm like, I need to know all the things. And I want to feel like they know all the things.
Because this is what like one of the things I've been shy about is because I'm scared that like when someone says yes, and I'm like, okay, well,
what do I say now?
I'm just like, now what?
Yeah.
But yeah, so knowing just those few things that you said to say or sort of talk about or get into, and then send them this form, and then let them, like you said, let them talk and actually listen to what their needs are and figure out how you can help them. Because
Yeah.
I went back last night while I was trying to